Indeed, this is your election headquarters, and the Electoral Commission says there are minors and foreigners among the 16.9 million persons it has so far registered to vote on December 7. Chairperson of the EC, Jean Mensah, however, assures such persons will be removed before the elections. The EC last week announced it is on course to deliver a credible election with a register comprising only Ghanaians. The Commission has this morning been given an update on the process so far. Jean Mensah is chairperson.
At the end of this exercise, 762,944 18-year-olds had registered as voters. This figure represents 4.5% of the total register. To go a little further, 612,104 19-year-olds also registered as voters. In a nutshell, the total number of 18 and 19-year-olds who had registered at the end of the exercise add up to 1,375,048 persons. This figure represents 8.1% of the total register. I'll now turn my attention to the type and statistics of documents presented by applicants at the registration center. Out of the over 16 million persons who registered at the end of the exercise, 60.09% of citizens used the Ghana card. 37.99% registered through the guarantor system, and 1.92% registered with their passports. The region with the highest number of persons who use the Ghana card is the Oti region, where 79.1% of the registered population presented the Ghana card. They were followed by the Eastern region, where 78.5% of applicants presented the Ghana card. The Western North region came third, with 76.9% of the registered population presenting Ghana cards. Regarding the use of the guarantor system, the Bodo East region recorded the highest use of the guarantor system, with 58.5% registering through guarantors. They are followed by the Bono region and the Ahafo region. In both regions, 57.7% of the registered population used the guarantor system. We will now turn our attention to the number of persons who registered without fingerprints. A number of applicants who presented themselves for registration had lost their fingerprints. This made it impossible for the scanners to capture their fingerprints. This was, however, not unexpected, and these applicants will be verified on election day using our facial recognition feature. At the end of the registration exercise, the number of persons who were registered without fingerprints amounted to 61,995. This represents 0.37% of the total number of persons registered. The Upper East region had the highest number of this class of applicants. A total of 9,244 applicants were found to have traumatic fingers. The region with the lowest number of traumatic cases was the Ahafo region, which had 813 persons with traumatic fingers. It is important to explain that the nature of one's occupation often accounts for this phenomenon. Now to the challenge cases. One of the mechanisms set out in law for cleaning the register and ridding it of ineligible persons is the challenge system. The challenge system contributes to ensuring and guaranteeing the credibility of the register. It enables a qualified registered voter to challenge the registration of an applicant on the grounds that the applicant does not satisfy the laid down requirement, namely that the applicant is not a Ghanaian, or that he or she is not 18 years of age, or that the applicant is not of sound mind. At the end of the exercise, the number of challenge cases amounted to 37,762 cases. This represents 0.20% of the total register. The regional breakdown will be made available online and after my presentation. From the data, one can observe that the OT region had the highest number of challenge cases per population, with 0.51% of the registrations being challenged. This is followed by the Ahafo region, where 0.38% of registrations were challenged. And then the Volta region, with 0.37% of registrations being challenged. It is evident that most of the challenge cases were from border regions, with the exception of Ahafo. And it gives reason to assume that the challenge cases relate to citizenship issues emanating from the infiltration of foreigners. At a later date, we will shed more light on our findings.